Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 31st of August. With McShane, today we're reading 1 Corinthians chapter 5, and are struck by verse 8 and following. Paul writes, I wrote to you in my letter not to associate with sexually immoral people, not at all meaning the people of this world who are immoral, or the greedy and swindlers, or idolaters. In that case, you'd have to leave this world. But now I am writing to you that you must not associate with anyone who claims to be a brother or sister, but is sexually immoral or greedy, an idolater or slanderer, a drunkard or swindler. Do not even eat with such people. And I think it's one of the challenges we face as Christians. We live in a fallen world, and we cannot impose our values on the world. And for too long, the church has been the dominant force in society. And going back to the Middle Ages, the church has structured society and set the tone. That is no longer the case. And there's going to be people in the world that do things and that live in ways which are not in accordance with Scripture. And we cannot force our standards on them. We've got to let people be. And therefore, in a society that is democratic and diverse, they're going to be people that will hold different religious views. They're going to be people that will have different sexual orientations. They're going to be people with completely different value systems. They're going to be all sorts of people. And we must not judge them and try and force people to behave the way we think. But we must recognize that within the church, we are answerable to God. And therefore, we must live according to God's standards. And so that even if the world says that something is acceptable, and in all spheres of life, there are these kind of behaviors that the world accepts, and that's normal. In the church, we say, no, for Christians, that's not normal, and we will behave differently. We will not do that. We will uphold the values and the standards and the guidelines that we have in Scripture. And so we must be prepared to be different to the people around about us, but at the same time, we accept them because we recognize they're not Christian. They do not have our value system. They do not agree with us on so many different aspects. That's fine. We can get along with them perfectly well. But in the church, we have our standards. That is worth remembering and worth holding on to. Be blessed.